Hello YouTube, hello Internet, it's Sky here. I wanted to take a few moments to explain a few simple tricks for identifying penny stocks. Of course, there are so many penny stocks out there and so many of them are super sketchy, probably never going to go anywhere. But how do I even find penny stocks that are in the price that I'm looking for? For this example, I'm going to go for finding .0001 penny stocks. That's the lowest price that a stock can trade. And what I'm going to explain in this video is how I first identify 0001 price per share stocks that seem to have some excitement associated with them, and that excitement is indicated by volume. So here's what I do, and I'm going to look at my other monitor here, and I'll step you through this. There's a site that I use. It's called OTC Markets, OTCMarkets.com. Go there, and towards the top right, there's a link that says OTC Stock Screener. Click that, and then the next, excuse me, the next step that I take, I then go to where it says price, and for the minimum, I enter period 0001. And then for the maximum, I enter the same, period 0001. And then I hit search. And what that's going to do is going to populate a list of stocks that are priced at .0001. Then there's a column here called volume. It's just abbreviated VOL. What you'll want to do is click that, and you'll want to sort it by the most volume on the top. So once you do that, you'll then be able to see stocks that, although they're at the bottom of the lowest price that a stock can be listed as, .0001, although they're there, they seem to have some sort of attention. And volume indicates that. At a high level, all that volume is, and by the way, I encourage everybody to check another video I have. I have a really thorough penny stock slideshow, PowerPoint, and all of that if you want to check that out. But at a high level, what volume is, it just indicates buying interest. So anytime a share is bought or sold, that contributes to the volume of the stock. So for a penny stock, it's not unusual to see hundreds of millions of volume per day. Because, for example, 000, a stock priced at .0001, not considering commission for your brokerage, but a stock trading at .0001, one would obtain 1 million shares for $100. So it's easy to see how volume for these, especially volume for companies that release a press release, that often creates buying interest. A significant event occurs within the company that people are somehow made aware of, whether it's press release or or other source of information, and then that'll create the volume that we're talking about. So what I usually do, I'll screen this daily, and I'll go in and I'll say, okay, here's 0001s. Wow, this one has a lot of volume. Now the next step, and there's a lot more to it than just saying, oh, it's got volume, it must be good. Well, from the screener's perspective, that could have been a stock that has been dumped, and that volume was an indication of people dumping it, and it's gone down to 0001. Will it recover? There's no way to tell. But pull open the next step I would do, and you can use stockcharts.com or whatever resource you might want to use. Pull open a historical stock chart. Look back a few weeks, and then look back a few months, and then look back a few years. Where has the stock been? Where is it? Has it been on a decline? Has it been stagnant at 0001 forever? Now we're seeing this volume. If it's been stagnant forever, and then you're seeing this huge surge in volume at 0001, that's a good indication that there's some buying interest, and it might quickly jump up. But even with that volume, and you can check another video I've got for this, there's something called dilution. And to determine whether or not a stock's diluted, one would want to call the transfer agent. And this is my video entitled, What is a GAG transfer agent? Stock market terminology. So check out that video, because if it's you'll want to check the share structure of the company, because if it's so diluted, even with all of this volume, it may not even be worth your time. But if you find one that is priced where you want it to be, seems to have significant buying interest, you looked at the stock chart, it seems to be wanting to make a move back up because it's been stagnant for a while, and now you're seeing this volume. Check the share structure, make sure it's not too diluted to move. You may have found a hidden gem at that point, but there's more to it than that. All of these penny stocks, they're heavily manipulated. So one thing to check would also, go to a Google search, do your due diligence, and check to see what information, if any, you can find about the company. Most of these companies have horrible track records, and there's all kinds of stuff that can be dug up. But despite that, there's companies that have acquired a horrible reputation on Google, etc., and might actually be candidates for what we would call a bottom play. Stocks that have just bottomed out and have been unfairly beaten down, and they might pop back up in the future. So, check that out, and then also, and be advised that forums are full of pumpers, people that are trying to encourage people to buy a stock, and bashers, people that are intentionally saying negative news that may or may not be accurate to try to drive the stock price down, likely because they didn't get in before it started receiving attention and the price per share started to increase. So there's a lot of manipulation involved with these sorts of stocks, and I'll post some other videos to explain warning signs for stock manipulation in forums. But despite all of the issues all of the false information that can be obtained from a forum, there is valuable information in there from the standpoint that even if there's 10 posts that are bogus, there might be one in there that has some valid information. And then by utilizing Google and other tools, it's easy to dive more deeply into that and develop your own opinion of a penny stock. Now, this is just my opinion here, consider all penny stocks a lottery ticket, to be a lottery ticket. But there are some out there that run from 0001 to 30 cents, a few bucks. That's, it happens. But don't think, just because it's cheap per share that it's going to go to the moon, because it's not necessarily going to do that. More than likely, you're going to lose everything. More than likely, one of two things are going to happen. The most likely thing is that the stock will stay at no bid, meaning that the bid price is 0, so you can't sell it, and the ask price is 0001, and it may sit there forever. But there's always a possibility for a stock that has a desirable share structure with no news or seems to be doing nothing. It can become what's called a shell play. So often new companies will go the cheaper route to go public by purchasing an existing shell. So there is some value to holding a stock at 0001 with no bid that is probably not going to go anywhere because of news. The company is not even in operation for that matter anymore. So there's so many different factors that come into play. In this video, I could not even begin to explain all of that. But the thing that I wanted you to obtain from this video is how to get your feet wet. And this is just the quickest way that I've found to evaluate, to filter what's out there by volume and the price that I'm looking for, and then do the research that I discussed beyond that to see if I even want to sink $50 into it. You never know. But thanks for tuning in, and feel free to check out my other stock market videos. And again, this is just my personal opinion, and none of this should be considered should not be considered a recommendation to buy or sell a security. These penny stocks in particular are super high risk. Thank you. Bye-bye.